Hello everyone, welcome back to another video. Today I am recreating characters from a short story that I created a little while ago. And so, yeah, that's pretty much it. And if you're new to the channel, make sure to subscribe or like or do whatever. I really don't care, but if you like these kind of videos, then wouldn't hurt. So, the short story I will be reading out is titled Mortem, and let's get started. The day was a gloomy Friday. Most Fridays were filled with funerals, one after another it seemed, but not that day. That day, there was only one planned, scheduled near noon. While Mortem's grandma was downstairs getting ready for the funeral, prepping the body and coffin, Mortem was upstairs writing an essay for school, which he did every Friday. Mortem was homeschooled, never to be outside, stuck in the 3 rooms until noon. Every morning she would either be in the art room or regular classroom. Her grandma was always downstairs dealing with customers, so for half of the day Mortem was alone, doing her work. Every now and then going to the bathroom for a break. When the day became noon, Mortem was supposed to put on her whitish button-up dress and go down to the main floor and start helping with the customers at the front desk. As Mortem stumbled down the stairs, she caught a glimpse of one of the windows, which was covered in snow. She hadn't noticed the clouds were bursting outside. When she got to the main floor and looked at the sitting area, there was a lady there, dressed in all black, facing Mortem. "Hello, ma'am. I'm sorry if you've been waiting long. Are you here for the funeral today, or to book?" Mortem asked. But the lady did not respond. Instead, she sat up and strolled out into the snowstorm. Mortem stood there, not knowing what to make of what just happened. "Grandma! Grandma!" Mortem shouted. "Yes, my sweets? What's the matter?" Mortem's grandma commented. A lady just walked out into the snowstorm," stumbled Mortem. "So?" her grandma hollered out. Mortem said nothing, only wandered back up the stairs to take a break. She was upset at her grandma's response to her concern. Even if it wasn't that massive of a deal, she couldn't have at least shown some concern. The walls rang with noise, shaking every note of the wind. Mortem always despised being stuck in the funeral home. It always felt bitter cold and dungeon-like, even though many windows scaled the walls. Mortem sat on the tip of the banister that wrapped around the stairs, looking out the frosted windows, seeing her frosty blue-gray eyes. She could hear her grandma sing, "Hello! Come in," which made it clear that the people were there. With a brisk dash to her room, Mortem rushed and tidied her shoulder-length hair up in a light velvet pink bow before her grandma could call her down. Mortem was just down the stairs when her grandma whispered, "Can you acquire the forms from my desk in the classroom?" Before she could even think, Mortem turned around and headed back up the stairs for the papers. But when she got to the top, a dark figure stood by the door that her grandma forbids her to enter. She stood there in shock, realizing the figure was the lady. Hello? Can I help you? Can you tell me your name?" Mortem tried to stay calm. "Anna," said the lady. "Anna? Okay, nice to meet you, Anna. I will be right back. Just stay here," Mortem murmured, swiftly fleeing back downstairs. "Grandma! Grandma! The lady's upstairs!" Mortem squealed. "What? Show me," her grandma muttered, taking her hand, but when they got up the stairs, no one was there. Her grandma glared at Mortem, pulling her down the stairs. "Sorry, Mary. Lenny, this is my granddaughter, Mortem," her grandma vocalized. Lenny was about 11, Mortem's age. She had light honey blonde, curly hair, and a black frilly dress, and matching shoes. Freckles the color of golden sun. "Lenny, how about you go upstairs and talk with Mortem?" her grandma stated. "Yes, ma'am," Lenny uttered. The girls quietly sauntered up the stairs. Mortem didn't know what to say. She had never really talked to another child before, since they would always just scream, not wanting to see their deceased loved one. It was rude to talk during the funeral, and Mortem was always playing her violin in the music stand. So, Mortem, what an unusual name. What do you do here? Lenny mumbled. Hmm. Well, normally I do schoolwork in the morning and then work the rest of the day, Mortem bursted out in a wild voice. She thought it felt so right to talk to someone her own age. Really? Where do you work? Lenny muttered. Here, of course, Mortem bursted. Shh, keep it down, breathed Lenny. Do you have somewhere else to go instead of the middle of the hallway? Lenny raged. Mortem took her by the hand and pulled her into her room, shutting the door behind her. I'm sorry, Mortem, but my mother is utterly against coming here for me to talk with you while she prepares my grandpa's funeral. Us being utterly loud would make her very unpleasant, Lenny squeaked. While Lenny started to talk about other things, Mortem felt like someone or something was outside the door. Quietly, Mortem opened the door, revealing Anna to be at the door, across from there. Mortem turned her back to see Lenny. She saw the pure shock on her face. Anna? Questioned Mortem. The secret. You need to find the secret, Anna wailed. What, Anna? Mortem stumbled. Find the unknowing. The door, Anna breathed, to where you could barely hear. Anna? Mortem reached to hold her shoulder, but her hand went right through. With that, Anna disappeared. Mortem was confused, but knew what she had to do. She reached for the door, touching the metal, twisting the handle, opening the door. The door creaked open, showing a small library full of books, and a desk with an article on it. When Mortem walked closer, she saw that it was about a girl who died falling down the stairs, breaking her fragile neck at age 3. The girl fell at the funeral home. On the stairs she goes down every day. The girl looked like her too, with skin as pale as snow and dark, shoulder-length hair. Mortem also realized that the girl's name was Mortem. Mortem tried to stay straight and think reasonably, but that was not reasonable. Her name was Mortem. She was pale, and the beauty mark. Mortem had not noticed the long stripe on the back of her neck, the same as her own. She took a deep breath and closed her eyes, remembering the past. A lady had called for her, a lady she could barely remember to be her mother. Mother. She had forgotten her mother. Her mother. Her mother had called to her to come down the stairs and open presents for Christmas. Mortem was so ecstatic that she stumbled and fell down the stairs, but she didn't die. But her mother came over and cried over her head, but she was still alive. The feeling was strong though, the feeling of burning pain. Mortem remembered seeing her mother just sitting in bed, just sitting, never to stand until. She felt wetness curve down her face. Her mother had done the unspeakable, and she watched it all. The thing was, she wasn't really there at all, at least not physically. Like she was never there for all of those years, even then. Like she was never truly there, like she never truly existed. Mortem seized the paper, darting down the stairs, with Lenny trailing behind her. Grandma, Grandma, squawked Mortem. Yes, yes, what is it, dear? Her grandma yelled out. Mortem got to her grandma and gave her the paper. Tears started to bolt down her grandma's face as Mortem asked, Is this me? With a quiet tone of her grandma's whisper. Yes. Grandma, Grandma, Mortem said. Mortem could not feel. She could not sense the feeling that she was actually never there. Was she ever there? Mortem wasn't. She never really was. Her grandma tried to keep Mortem from leaving her, but now it was time for both of them to move on. Now Mortem would be the lady in the snowstorm, dressed in all white. A hat and mittens, with massive fuzzy boots. With her grandma by her side, she was able to go outside, just before the time ran out, before it all ended. That's all it was. It just had to end, to finish, to live. Mortem. Okay, so I know today's video was really short and, there wasn't too much, but I enjoy it and I am glad if you got this far, you got this far. And if you're new to the channel, then maybe you should subscribe or like to the video since I would love to do more of these and hopefully I can get better at reading things out since you would cry to see the amount of times I had to retry the audio again and again. But anyways, now I'm just going to do short descriptions of the girls I did and of course Anna since we had to do Anna. Even though I didn't exactly do her outfit correctly, but I felt it suited her more, so, especially since we only know her name really, so I think it was okay. So for Mortem in the short story, she was described as having bluey gray eyes and pale skin as light as snow. She was also described of wearing a whitish button-up dress and having a satin or wait, no, it's velvet. Well, velvet like pink bow. Except for I didn't have any bows, which is crazy since I thought I downloaded a bunch, but apparently I did not. So I don't know where those are, but I should probably find them. Anyways, though, that's I wasn't able to add that, but that's pretty much the basics for her. She's also described of having really dark hair that's at shoulder length. And then for Lenny, she is described of having golden skin with golden um, freckles like the sun and having like curly hair, like curly honey blonde hair. Although I was unable to find the right kind of curliness of what I was looking for, but I think I did a pretty good job, and she was said to have a black dress on because, of course, she was there for her grandpa's funeral, so, And then for Anna, she wasn't really described as having anything really, so I just basically made her up of what I thought she would look like. But at the end, she was described as having like wearing all white with a hat and mittens and massive fuzzy boots, kind of a thing, or at least made you to think that. Anyways, it doesn't really matter though. I made her do the opposite. I had her dressed in all black and, looking dead because she's a ghost. So, if you didn't get that by the fact that she disappeared. But, anyways, I mean, you could have taken it anyway, since, I mean, Mortem's also not alive. Also, this was a very dark short story, but I find it kind of funny, but also a little bit concerning. Concerning. Because I wrote this when I was 12. I'm I'm like a little concerned. I hope I was okay. I'm sure I was. I just, I wasn't even like I liked. It's so funny because you're like, okay, so Scotty as like preteen was probably very emo and other things, probably dressed all black and stuff like that. But on the other hand, I liked to wear all pink and I wore my hair in mostly braids and I had glasses and I was a little nerdy person. And so it's very funny that this is the short story I came up with for a school assignment. So great fun. Anyways, that's all for me today. Thank you so much for watching my video. Have a wonderful day, and I'll see you guys next time. And just warning, there's gonna be a lot of creative sim videos in the next couple of days. So like if you're not into creative sim videos, then well, you should come back later, since I normally do build videos, but like last week I did quite a few build videos, so this week we're doing a lot. Well, actually, I can't really say that since like still last week. Okay. Anyways, that's besides the point. Last video of this week is gonna be a Create Sim video because why not? I love Create Sim. Anyways, I love The Sims, so I mean, if you like all things, then might as well subscribe, right? Yeah. Subscribe? Maybe? Anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Have a great day. Bye!